shit.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait.
Okay, now, from the beginning.
Alright, so I want the roof to be just flat, kind of a roof peak style, rather than the curved style. So I'm just gonna cut or file, make some lines and file these flat. And then I'll take this and I'll put it in my bender and just bend it right down the middle. So I'm gonna measure them, get them right in the middle. I'm probably just gonna put them on the grinder, cut them down.
There's a joint on the corner where the big boys play, where the whiskey's running like the river, but they all never come for the booze and bass. I'm the one, I'm the lady that'll rock this place.
So there they are. I put them in the, I just grinded the tops with a grinder, really quick and easy, and they look really good now. I love that look a lot better. I'm just gonna file them up and clean them up a little bit, get some of the burrs off. Now for the roof, I'm gonna bend it right in half. So I'm gonna measure where half is on it and then scribe it so I know where to put it. I'm gonna put in the north short lines bender and give it a bendy bend. Alright, I got it in the bender and I gotta give it a fairly decent bend.
Okay, now, from the beginning.
There's the bend. Looks good. I'll flatten it back out. I'd rather have too much bend than not enough. And the front ones are the exact identical size to the cab doors here on the front. So those will, all I have to do with these ones is just put little cuts in here, 2 little cuts, so the hinges can go in. And then I'll take this bar out of here because I'm going to be using the one on here instead for the door, so I can probably take out all this door frame stuff. Yeah, I probably will. Probably look better. I'm just gonna put the hinge in, and that one's done. And then of course I'll put my wood slats in here when I'm ready for that. The rear one is a lot bigger doors, so I'm going to do the same thing. First thing I'm gonna do is put my cuts in there, and then I'm going to expand the bottom windows down a bit just to make them look larger, and then down here I'm going to put just add on to extend the door itself. So I'll just put some flat brass and then solder another one from behind just to retain strengthen it. And these door frames, I'm just going to take this piece out of the middle, but I'm probably going to leave the frame of the door. It is a little bit wider, but they'll look good once they're done. Alright, there's the first set of doors. I added a little piece of brass in between there to make an extra window. Cut those down to wrap around the boiler. And then with this is where most of the work was. I had to make these little slots for the little ears to go into so that they can bend and hinge. I'm not going to put them in just yet. And then there was a brace in here that I cut out, or I guess that was what the door was supposed to look like, and put glass in there. But I was going to cut these frames out. I don't know if you can see them, like a frame within a frame. I was going to cut those out, but I kind of almost like them. I'm going to leave them because it just adds more detail. But it took me a long time to figure out how to cut these little tiny slots without cutting right through the brass. And a little bit messy on my first one, but as I went through it, they got better and better. So there's with the cat roof. I get soldered on after. One other thing I did was just to be different. Instead of the doors hinging in towards the boiler, I didn't like the back ones, so that they actually hinge out, so that they would have to walk around along the walks, whatever. But so it's not practical, but I wanted to do it so there was more detail showing. So the doors are actually open backwards. There's the front doors and the back doors. So I'm not sure if I'm going to put it all together just yet, because I got some soldering to do, and I'll probably clip them all in, not really sure. Only one thing I missed was putting a panel in this back door, but that's okay, don't really care. Alright, for this last part I cut a whole bunch of strip wood, just little chunks of strip wood. I just put them in the cutter board here, chop chop chop, and then I glue them all onto a sheet. And I've done this before for a trestle and tunnel and stuff. Works really good. Just glue them right on a sheet and just chop out what I need off the sheet, and I'll glue this in when I'm ready to paint and everything. But I'll probably paint these red and then glue them in after I paint the locomotive and the cab. So it'll be one of the very last things I'm going to do. So the loco cab would be red or whatever color or black or whatever I'm doing, and then these will be red panels. I'm probably not going to build the cab just yet because I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to attach it to this. If I'm going to solder it directly onto the running boards here, or if I'm going to make it so that it can be removed with screws. And I'm going to go press these. I just put 2 sheets of wax paper, one on either side, and I'll put a book on them for the day. That way they don't curl. They're already starting to curl. Okay, so I'm just kind of making the parts as I go, but I'm not putting anything on the boiler just yet because I found this boiler is very thin brass. It seems cheap, and it seems to bend easily. So I'm probably just going to make everything at the very end, then I'll put parts on just so I make sure I don't bend anything. What I have done now is I got this stack from eBay. It's definitely S scale, but I have no idea who made it. He didn't know either. He just got it from his brother. Yeah, it's a Congdon stack. It's really nice. So I have already attached the bottom piece onto here. I also have this part that I had in a bunch of other stuff. It's a spark arrestor that would go inside of the was a Nesmith stack, and what is it? The Leadville shops make the stack, but I don't have the stack. I just got the spark arrestor. So I actually am going to use it. I cut it down on the edges, and so that it would fit a lot smaller because it went in snug before, but now it will go in there and have a gap around it. And I'm probably going to use a tube of brass. I'll just solder onto there, and then I will attach it into here. So it's ready to get soldered in. Just cut some brass tube and put it in between this, and I'm just going to solder it right into the bottom of that. Here we go. Alright, there it is. Wow, that looks really good. I really like the look of that. Took quite a bit to solder it in. Had to use my resistance solder to get her in there. But it worked. Full power. Had to cook it really well. Alright, now for some of the fun stuff. I am going to be putting on some Tamalco domes. This will start making it look a lot better once it gets on there. Can't wait. Yeah, these are going to look really good. And I'm going to pull the bell off. I'm going to pull all these off. And the sand dome, I might have to undo some solder points here. Not sure. Maybe this all just pulls out. No, I'll have to undo those. And then to solder these on, I'm going to have to probably cut the angle a little bit different. Not sure what the angle is going to be. Yeah, so I got to nick out a little bit on the top here, just so that they slip down further. Because the boiler is a little bit smaller than what these were designed to go on. Okay, so that dome came off. It's just the base. I gotta take off by unsoldering these two joints here.